Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Thank you for hanging out with me today, joining me on your Tuesday afternoon. Hope you're all having an awesome day. Jump into chat wherever you're watching. We'll do the roll call, the pre show for all of you here early and live. And then, yeah, we'll officially get started in about 5 minutes at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. You guys know the drill. Let's start on D Live with Q-Boys and Powdered Sugar. Good to see y'all out over there. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Shout out to those of you watching on Rumble. Also, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already done so. I see just our super mod, Joe Elaine, hanging out by herself right now. But I'm sure that chat will pick up here shortly as more and more people filter on in. And of course, we are in the comfy bunker on pilled.net. That's the only place to watch hour number two. We go exclusively to pilled.net for the second hour. So if you're not familiar with the platform, I recommend you get over there and check it out. All right, let's see who is over on Pilled this afternoon. Lightspear, Lance in there first. Good to see you, buddy. Of course, Joe Elaine, keeping it all super comfy. Again, thank you so much, Joe. Floyd, Due Diligence, great to see you. Hope you're having an awesome day. Delia, checking in from Arizona, as always. Great to see you, Delia. HL Paco, welcome. And Patriot 714 out there as well. Let's see here. Floyd with the Margarita Monday cookie. Floyd, isn't it Tuesday? Or am I crazy? It's Tuesday, Floyd, right? It is Tuesday. I haven't completely lost my mind, I don't think. Anyway, thank you, Floyd, for the cookie, regardless. Tweety 52, good to see you. R. Harold, Barb Robbins, there's Roy Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. What's up, Roy? Great to see you. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Hope you're well. Says he's checking in. Thanks for saying hi, buddy. Idaho Patriot 89 out there as well. We got General Buford checking in from West Tennessee. Victoria Lay, Fazic, Laura Y, repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. Great to see you out there. 2A Freedom Rider also repping the 412. Let's go, my Western PA Patriots representing today. Love to see it. 315 Russ says, I have a top 10 list for you if you want to do one today. Yeah, why not? We should have time. Jump in around 5:40. Call in around 5:40, Russ, and we'll get you up here sometime in the last 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how the show flows. But that sounds awesome. It's been a little while, so looking forward to seeing what you got planned for us. Cynthia, good to see you out there, and Jeff Den checking in, I believe from north of the border, right? Jeff's from Canada. Good to see you, my friend. Who else? Who else? Duena Q of Lurks. What's going on, Duena? Good to see you. Mad Joker, Rye Guy for life. Welcome, you guys. Just Jim with a can. Thank you for that, Jim. Appreciate that very much. Cha Cha Ra out there. Anyone. Good to see you guys. Cali Patriot 14. And Kimha. What's up, Kimha? And Boys Blanc dropping a cookie in the chat. Thank you so much. Hey, CB Joey out there says Ayo with a phone. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate the generosity, and it's great to see you, bud. Hope all is well down there in sunny Florida. Thank you for the donation, man. Really appreciate that. Crockett Man 62. Good to see you. Pop back over here. Skyworks says on pill came here to say hi and like. Appreciate that, Skyworks. Yeah, again, make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you are watching on Rumble. Make sure you hit the red pill button and repost the show if you're watching on pilled.net. And let's see who else. Silbor, John Q. Good to see you guys over on D Live, hanging out over there. Welcome, you guys. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everybody so far. PNW Sasquatch checking in on Rumble. Joshua Tree 321 popping in over on pill.net. Good to see you. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start the intro here before before the whole drunk pinata crowd comes storming in, and I have to start this whole roll call process all over again. Pip's mom, good to see you, checking in from abroad over in Wales, UK. Hope you're having an awesome day over there. And then there's Sasquatch over on Pilled as well, double dipping. Dale Burse here checking in from North Dakota. I like that sticker, Dale. It's pretty sweet. Very, very, they got the serious patriotic vibes there. Wisconsin, good to see you. They call themselves Pinataholics. Yes, they sure do. Team R, how you doing? M the Painter says, under the wire, just barely. Thank you for the cookie. All right, let's go. It's top of the hour. Let's get this show started officially. We'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Is the audio low? Let me know. I'm going to play the intro, but let me know if the audio is okay. Can you guys hear me all right? I really don't want to fuck with it, but there's always feel like there's at least one person out there. Team Visine, HB thy name, down home. Kaiman, Molon Labe, good to see you over in Africa. Viking Man, Zermi, I knew I needed to start the show. Damn it. Team R, all right. Well, if I missed you, if you didn't get in here, Starwalker 77, good to see you. We'll catch you guys next time. Hey, A from PA. All right, seriously though. Dave 75, that's it. That's the last one.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adol Hero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all the patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons, don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight, but I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sights? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replacing with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only sending vibes, just start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops, now we're raising the roof and sounding the the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess, they wanna use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight to the song.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We are back with another installment of Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adol Nero. It is May 14th, 2024. And I've got my OG crew riding shotgun with me for the next couple of hours as we get these deplorable discussions started here. We'll go around the room, say hi. Tien Homesteader, start with you as usual. Tien, how's your Tuesday going so far, bud?
Good. I was out mowing and I saw this view, so I thought I'd share. I took a photo of it. It's not. So this is looking southeast
Wow.
from, that's not what I was mowing. That's the pasture for the cattle. But yeah, that's southeast. And then actually more southeast. And then because the clouds and the green just was beautiful this time of year, all the greens popping, right?
Yeah.
And, this is the looking east.
Yeah. You got
So,
a really nice view on your property. That's awesome.
yeah, this is actually looking from the the deck that's on the chicken, one of the chicken coops. Yeah, one of the chicken coops has a deck.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
That's it. Having a good day. Good day in Eastern Tennessee, battling the allergies, of course, because I mean that grass you saw that earlier one. Ooh, baby.
Yeah. Well, get your fire cider and clear this
Yep,
sign.
that's right. Hear it? That's
Yep.
it.
Right,
Shaking
You
it
can
up.
actually hear you can actually hear the buzzing.
Yep, that's the shaking it up because you got to shake it up. The cider.
Yeah, right on. Well, Tien, always good to have you aboard, sir.
Thank
And
you.
yes. Drunk Pinata, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good.
Huh? How was your show today?
Pretty good. They are so sure of themselves. So sure of themselves. And a bit of great news. Apparently, they plan to call no more witnesses after Cohen,
Okay.
meaning they have yet to produce anybody that can articulate a second crime. So if they rest with that, we're in really good shape.
There is no second crime. They just bullshit that way. I know. I know you know.
I guess the question is does the jury like fully understand the
Well,
level?
this is the beauty about this, is that once the prosecution arrests, the defense can just talk about that all they want.
True.
And I believe this is another reason why I was hoping that they would bring it up a little bit, and they did a little bit with each witness saying, well, as far as the involvement or when things happened, that's important. As far as them just being so sure of themselves. So Trump says, just take care of it as far as take whatever they're doing at the non-disclosure agreement, just take care of it. And apparently that means, just like we saw with Donald Trump's tweet about the January 6th rally, will be wild. And then everyone automatically knows that that's a dog whistle to do a whole bunch of other things, which is show up unarmed to take over the entire country at the Capitol. Everyone knows that. Will be wild. That's what that means. So apparently just take care of it means also, hey, falsify business records. So this is what they're expecting to believe. Now watch this ending little bit that she goes over. So she brings up that document, the invoice that Cohen had from the LLC. about the $131,000, and then they have scribbles on it about let's gross this up here, let's add this bonus here, let's add this, we had tech services here, so the reimbursement. So it seems odd that they don't care that there's a reimbursement issue with this other thing, but just the payment to Stormy Daniels, or the payments reimbursement, so it's called the Stormy Daniels, to Cohen for paying for Stormy Daniels. That's the correct way. So just listen to how sure of themselves they are about this.
Did Mr. Weisselberg have with him this document, People's Exhibit 35? He did. Did he show this document to Mr. Trump? Yes. Michael Cohen testifying today for the first time that just before leaving to be inaugurated as President of the United States, Donald Trump reviewed the smoking gun document that laid out the crime. He then talked in detail about the crime with his CFO and with Michael Cohen, and he said, quote, "Do it." Quote, he approved it.
Let me tell you, I say it's the crime. The crime that hasn't been mentioned, but I say it is.
What's the one detail at the end there that's the of most importance?
He just said, "Do it."
The date.
Yeah.
This is January. There was no agreement. There was zero agreement. This is why he called Keith Davidson freaking out, to the point where Keith Davidson thought Cohen might harm himself, that there was not going to be a repayment, meaning there was no prior agreement to be repaid. Like, he did this, and then he had to tell them what he did.
Plainly black letter proven by the documents and the record. If there is anything else that we have been waiting for in testimony from witnesses.
She's headed for another "I got the taxes" moment.
Oh, I know. This is she is so sure of herself. And how many times? How many times has she been correct?
None.
Zero.
Right. About as many times as Jan Psaki had to do with her book.
It certainly wasn't all. There's a lot to say about what happened today. But let's start there. Lawrence O'Donnell.
So there you go. They're just so sure that this little timeline works out in their favor, and it doesn't. Because according to their rules of the case, there would have to be an agreement ahead of the election, because that would be the unlawful, the corruption of an election by unlawful means. But they didn't charge that because they don't have that. But even just assuming that they say he intended to what am I trying to say? He intended to break a crime that he didn't actually break.
And according to Matt Whitaker, because I saw an interview he did, and he was, basically pre-bar, right? Post-sessions pre-bar. He says that the law requires them to prove intent.
And also, I mean, in every aspect of this, even including the grand jury, their grand jury is not allowed to return an indictment of a felony unless an actual felony has been provided to them, which they didn't. They said that, all he had to do was prove he intended to commit another crime, but that's not what it is for the New York. At least what I understand, some of the experts have said about this particular case is that by doing that, they violated the rules of the grand jury, and the judge should have said this is not a valid charge.
I have a question for you, Pinata. Like you mentioned their overwhelming sense of confidence. Where does that come from? Like, they have
Desperation.
So is it a facade? Like,
yes, it is. They're trying to create, so if like the jury sees this or they see any of this coverage, even though they're not supposed to, they think that, oh my gosh, there must be something there, because, well, why would they say that this is done and this is proven if there's nothing there? But they have not articulated the second crime. Everybody and all the different networks outside of MSNBC, CNN has even said they failed to do this at some point. I haven't seen what they've done today with as much of what they've done with yesterday and today's testimony. They seem to just kind of hype up the fact that these documents exist, the fact that they may say something different, or they but I mean, he hires him as his personal attorney and pays him a retainer. Just the fact that so does this mean, okay, let's say we all go out to dinner and I decide to get, pay, because sometimes people do that with family members, or like they'll pay for the whole table and they're like, oh, hey, it's my turn to pay this and that. And let's just say later one of us hires another one of us for a job or something. Now, that was a previous transaction, but the the new transaction doesn't have to be a repayment of the previous one. It could be something different. It could be something outside of that. It could be consideration that, yeah, hey, you did that thing for me. Yeah, let me help you with this thing. I still don't see how that gets them to something that's illegal, because it would have to be an agreement that you pay this and will pay this way illegally. And they didn't have that ahead of time, because it was supposed to be about the election. So if there was no agreement for Trump to repay, and again, using their BS rules, then they don't have anything according to the timeline. And all the testimony, in my opinion, corroborates the fact that there was no agreement ahead of time, meaning he did this on his own, expected to be reimbursed. He wasn't, was pissed that he wasn't going to go to Washington. And then when my guess is when he confronted Trump organization with this information about being upset about this, they said, you know what, you did a good thing for us. We'll set you up in this way. We'll give you a job here.
Do you
That's the way
think
I
that,
see it.
I wonder if at this point, from the media point of view, yeah, I understand from a prosecution point of view, trying to do the finagling there, but from a media point of view, I wonder if they're stoking it. So if the verdict comes in not guilty, they spill into the streets. Because I mean, there's a lot of pro-Trump, but there's some visceral anti-Trump out there.
I think they're
I
always,
just
I think they're always doing that on some level in the media, is stoking
Yeah,
the
they're always trying to keep it up, the
yeah,
anxiety. But at this point,
yeah. I don't like it's fascinating to me to see the way that they're acting about this, though.
yeah,
Like,
that's my point, right? That's why, because at this point, what do they have after this? Jack Smith has already been shot down on the documents case. The DC case is beyond election. We haven't heard yet on the immunity from the Supreme Court in Georgia. That's all they have left.
yeah, Georgia's in bad shape.
Exactly.
Fani Willis might still get kicked off. And that's not going to happen before the election, most likely, with all the appeals and the process going on, just to even see if Fani Willis is going to be able to stay on the case. And not, yeah, and then you have the only one, the Tanya Chutkan case is the only one that's
Right.
maybe a concern. And that one, again, you have the immunity question, and I feel like something tells me that Donald Trump and his defense team have some other appeals or delay tactics in their back
if
pocket.
if the Supreme Court kicks it back down because it's not specific enough to the charges that are there, that's
Yeah.
been most of what people think is going to happen, is that they're going to kick it back down to Chutkan
Great.
to identify the exact crimes, because what they were talking about was total immunity. That's the way that they presented it.
Absolutely.
And
Right.
and so then now they'll go back for qualified immunity, and so it'll be refiled and go back up
It
the chain
was
again. So
And she
it's
can't. And she
already
can't do that.
they've already gamed this out. They're going to do another appeal. It's going to be enough to kick it past the election.
Was it Trump's defense or the prosecution that brought that word absolute into the
Prosecution.
It was Chutkan. The way that she worded it was that it was more absolute or total immunity as opposed to qualified as far as
He kind of
official duties.
sabotaged their own efforts to get this trial in on time then by doing that, because by doing that, she probably thought that she was going to make it less likely that Trump would get a favorable ruling from the Supreme Court. But by doing that, it seems to have extended the process. They're going to kick it back.
Or she thought that the Supreme Court wouldn't take it because it was not specific.
I'm telling you that when I said it, when they used that word absolute, it put the Supreme Court in a bind.
It put him in a bind, but
Right.
yeah, put him in a bind.
So-
But I think it massively is backfiring right
Right,
now.
right. No, I agree. I think that they thought they had it in the bag, either through the aspect of the Supreme Court not taking it, right, as Pinata mentioned, or that they would rule in that fashion, but that the ruling will come into play. Well, not ruling, the opinion will come into play, basically saying that it's up to Congress. So just similar to what they did with the 14th Amendment ruling. They said that a single state can't do it, but then they came back with that secondary statement, not an opinion, but the second. Well, it is an opinion, but it was basically saying that Congress had to define what an insurrection is. Same thing's happening here, but I don't know. And this is my personal opinion. I don't know if a federal judge, any federal judge, can say can define what the crime is. Sorry, my wife is calling. You hear the ringtone? I'll be back.
Well, it sounds like Tien's got a code red situation going on. That is a hilarious ringtone. Man, all right. Well, let's take care of our sponsors, and then we can get into more of this. And I've got a handful of other things that we can kick off with too. But first, let's talk about Earth Garden Botanicals, our first sponsor of the day. Our sponsor of pretty much every show. They're a wonderful partner, a wonderful company run by an amazing woman named Jolene, who's a major patriot, America first as it gets. She's a herbalist, a health coach. She makes wellness products up in Montana, and they're available to you at earthgardenbotanicals.com. She makes some amazing stuff like the pine needle extract, a concentrate version of the sunshine and pine needle tea that many of you I know many of you love. It's really good for detoxing. I've been recommending having that and the elderberry tonic kind of just sitting next to each other in the medicine cabinet. The elderberry tonic is really good for boosting your immune system. So you feel a little something coming on, a tingle in the back of your throat, maybe a bit of a head cold. You feel yourself wearing down a bit. Boost your immune system with the elderberry tonic. Detox the body with the white pine needle extract, and see if you can't nip it in the bud before it takes you down. Also, really good CBD and hemp products. The CBD oil tinctures are incredible. All the ingredients are locally and organically grown on small Montana farms. The value here is great. The price for what you get is unbelievable. The flavors are delicious. Orange ginger bergamot, huckleberry, cinnamon bliss, cherry, peppermint. Unflavored is also very good if you like the taste of the herb. It's very pure and clean tasting. There's CBD oil for pets, Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies to help you get a good night's sleep. And there's a topical cream for your sore joints and muscles, and arnica salve. You can get that with or without the CBD infused into it based on your preference. There's fire cider to clear your sinuses if you feel stuffed up during this allergy season. Fire cider could offer some quick and immediate relief to that. I mentioned the sunshine and pine needle tea. There's other teas as well to choose from here. If you're a tea drinker, go take a look. And the critter juice, the all natural insect repellent, really good for keeping the bugs and mosquitoes off you. It smells good. It's not oily and gross. You won't even remember that you're wearing it, other than the fact that you're not getting bit. And I am a huge, huge, huge fan of this product. It has made such a big difference in my summers, the way I enjoy the outdoors, not coming home every time with a ton of those annoying, itchy little welts all over me, as the mosquitoes typically destroy me, but not lately, not since I've been using the critter juice. Like I said, absolute game changer of a product. Go check this all out at earthgardenbotanicals.com. Use promo code 412 at checkout for 10% off your order. Johnny dangerously says, does it get you stoned? No, the Delta 8 nighttime gummies, depending on your tolerance, might get you a little bit buzzed, but all the other CBD products don't have any psychoactive effects at all. All right. And then we have our friends at Diamond Soap Co. DiamondSoapCo.com, run by Harold and Laura, two Air Force Intel vets. They've been married for over 33 years. It's amazing. And they make all their soaps and body butters handmade right here in the United States using organic, all natural ingredients. The stuff is incredibly high quality and made the right way. America first, patriots, everything you could want in a sponsor for a show like this. The the scents are really good. Bonfire, Kentucky bourbon. It looks like the Bonfire is sold out right now, so we'll have to see when that gets back in stock. That's one of my favorites, but so many of these are great. Plumeria was inspired by T.N. Homesteader. The frankincense and myrrh was inspired by Lightspear. You got things like Sweet Almond. The Island Escape is fruity and tropical. You got Cedar Amber as well. Lemongrass. Green tea cucumber is super bright and refreshing aroma that'll fill the bathroom when you use it in the shower. They got body butters too. I don't talk about the body butters as often. I probably should talk about those more. The body butters, um, they're really good. Like if you get itchy skin, if your skin is dry, they really offer some relief. And the tin that they give you goes a long way. It takes just a very little bit um to soothe and moisturize your skin. The body butter is an incredibly high quality product. Also, guys, go check these out. They have an amazing discount. Promo code 412 for 17% off your order. So load up a cart, a gift basket, and enjoy. And yeah, it's a great way to support the parallel economy with products like this. Stuff you buy all the time, like soap. Everyone here uses soap, I hope. So this is a great way instead of buying it from, you know, Walmart or wherever, to get it from a mom and pop shop that makes it such high quality the right way. That's that's again just a great way to support the parallel economy. Vote with your dollar, as they say. Again, diamondsoapco.com, promo code 412 at checkout to get that 17% discount. All right, there you go. Too Quick says no show. What are you talking about, Too Quick? We are live. Are people having problems over here? That's a weird one. That's a weird one. Also, yeah, guys, before I jump into more, please, if you're watching on Pilled, if you haven't hit that red pill button yet, please do that. We got 400 plus watching, 112 red pills, so we could do much better there. Repost the show. That's also super important. Make sure you repost the show, that little circular symbol underneath the red and blue pill buttons. And then, yeah, share the link wherever you're watching as well. All those things are extremely helpful in growing the show and the platform far and wide. So appreciate you guys all doing that. All right. Yeah, that's interesting. Hopefully Too Quick's able to figure that out and get in here. But all right. Pinata, is there anything else trial related that you want to cover off the start here? I have a few things on the trial. I was going to save them for a bit later, but since you're already kind of going down that road, I wanted to see if there's anything else pertinent that we should know about before I get into some other things, and then we'll circle back and revisit the Trump trial.
I think that's all I have for right at the moment. Most of what we were talking about with what they were pushing out is just massive amounts of I don't know if it's astroturfing or gaslighting, one of the two. I guess gaslighting about what exactly how good this is. They're still trying to prop it up about how devastating it is, but they still have yet to actually prove the actual letter of the law. So it seems as though it's a campaign to try to influence and confuse. I think they tried to create so much nonsense and extraneous information, and I think they call it collateral evidence um, in the Weinstein situation that just got dismissed. So it'll come down to more jury instructions, and I think the defense hasn't even presented their case yet. So I think that's we're I guess we're a little too early to worry about jury instructions, but that is going to be important. But I think if the defense can bring it home with the talk about the actual letter of the law, talk about that there was a personal bank account this was paid through, wasn't even the Trump organization. If they can, um, they're going to have to. Hopefully, that pretrial motion that tried to say it was all the same thing doesn't preclude them from bringing it up to the jury. and that was just that it was just about a dismissal, uh, denial when that was brought up. So we shall see. It's a little too early with the cross examination to offer any more commentary on it until I see more.
Okay, fair enough. Like I said, I have some stuff on the trial, specifically around Cohen, the gag order, and whatnot that we'll get into. I wanted to start though today with a couple of things surrounding the election coming up here and some potential threats to it. Donald Trump yesterday posted a short video about them attempting to use bird flu to interfere with the election. Let's take a listen to this statement. I got another article in that same lane, and then we can have a little discussion around it. So here you go. Here's 90 seconds from the boss.
The left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, you know what else is coming? An election. They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship, more illegal drop boxes, more mail-in ballots, and trillions of dollars in payoffs to their political allies heading into the 2024 election. Does that sound familiar? These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. And we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates. They rigged the 2020 election, and now they're trying to do the same thing all over again by rigging the most important election in the history of our country, the 2024 election, even if it means trying to bring back COVID. But they will fail because we will not let it happen. When I'm back in the White House, I will use every available authority to cut federal funding to any school, college, airline, or public transportation system that imposes a mask mandate or a vaccine mandate. Thank you very much.
Well, it'd have been nice if you had done that with the mask mandates in 2020. Just saying. But no, very happy to hear Donald Trump getting out ahead of this and not allowing the media and the fear mongering to build a lot of momentum before saying something. And then there was this also I wanted to get into, and we'll open it up after this. Ex-CDC director warns gain of function research on bird flu could spark great pandemic. So more fear mongering. Dr. Robert Redfield, former director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, has issued a grim warning about the dangers of gain-of-function research, predicting that scientists tinkering with making the bird flu virus more infectious is what will trigger the next great pandemic. Dr. Redfield, who in the past railed against the use of U.S. tax dollars to fund gain-of-function research at the Chinese virus lab at the heart of the COVID-19 origin controversy, is once again sounding the alarm on the dangers of risky scientific experiments going badly awry. In a recent interview on News Nation, Dr. Redfield recalled a recent op-ed he wrote in the Wall Street Journal calling for a moratorium on gain-of-function research, which involves altering the properties of a pathogen, such as its virulence, in order to study its potential impact on human health. Proponents of such research argue it can help scientists better learn how the virus behaves and spreads, and so come up with countermeasures more effectively. Opponents say the potential benefits are outweighed by the risks such research poses, as it makes viruses way more lethal. Quote, I don't think that research should be done, Dr. Redfield told News Nation. That's the real threat. That's the real biosecurity threat, that these university labs are doing these bio experiments that are intentionally modifying viruses. And I think bird flu, is going to be the cause of a great pandemic, where they are teaching these viruses how to be more infectious for humans. Dr. Redfield's remarks come amid a multi-state outbreak of the highly pathogenic avian influenza, or HPA1 or H5N1 virus, commonly known as bird flu, in dairy cows. The virus has been detected in 42 dairy cattle herds across the states as of May 13th, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Only one case of human infection with the virus has been reported. While Dr. Redfield said there's a pretty heavy species barrier consisting of a 5 amino acid change for the virus to overcome through natural mutations to become infectious to humans, he said the barrier could easily be erased by human meddling. Quote, in the laboratory, I could make it highly infectious for humans in months, he said, while urging his colleagues in the specific community not to tempt fate and to reject gain of function research on the bird flu virus. Dr. Redfield's warning comes just weeks after cardiologist Dr. Peter McCullough's colleagues alleged in a post on the Courageous Discourse blog that the USDA has been collaborating with the Chinese Academy of Sciences since 2021 on research that includes serial passage of the bird flu virus through mallard ducks. Quote, serial passage is considered gain of function research as it mimics a natural zoonotic jump in an accelerated fashion, leading to enhanced transmissibility among different species, wrote John Leake and Nicholas Holscher. The method has a history of artificially introducing novel pathogens into the wild. Mr. Leake and Mr. Holscher said that the bulk of the USDA's research on avian flu viruses is being conducted at the U.S. National Poultry Research Center Southeast Poultry Research Laboratory facility in Athens, Georgia. One ongoing research project on the bird flu virus that involves collaboration between the USDA and the Chinese Academy of Sciences entails the carrying out of in vivo challenge work at the SEPRL facility, which involves the introduction of the bird flu virus into a living organism, typically animal, to observe its behavior, immune response triggered by the virus, and replication dynamics and pathogenicity. Mr. Leake and Mr. Holscher alleged that several months after the start of this gain of function attempt in 2021, a new H5N1 virus appeared in wild birds in the United States, leading to the current outbreaks. While a number of researchers proposed that the current H5N1 viruses were brought to North America by wild migratory birds from Asia, Mr. Leake and Mr. Holscher said this is questionable and urged investigation into whether there may have been a leak at the SEPRL facility. Urgent investigation is required to ensure there were no lab leaks at the SEPRL facility in Athens, Georgia, or any other facility that could lead to the escape of lab-modified strains of H5N1 bird flu, they wrote. The Epoch Times has reached out to the USDA with a request for comment on Dr. Redfield's warning on the claims made in the Courageous Disclosure article, and on whether the USDA considers the SEPRL studies on bird flu viruses gain of function. It gets into some background around the gain of function that took place in the Wuhan lab, funded by, well, we know who, Dr. Fauci and NIH. What's his name, Peter Daszak or whatever. So here we go again. Donald Trump was mentioning COVID, but you have this bird flu thing, which we know would probably be, in parallel with the way that they handled the COVID situation in 2020. TN, Drunk Pinata, where does your concern level lie with the potential, of them using a pandemic response as a way to stop Donald Trump from being elected?
Not in the way they did COVID. If they do a pandemic response, it'll be a real one. It will not be a fake. And in the article that he wrote is not fear porn. He's, in my opinion, in that it's what he's asking for is what should be. Don't do gain of function.
Yeah, I didn't mean to call Dr. Redfield's.
No. I'm saying my own. I'm saying because it could be easily interpreted because of the bird flu association and what the narrative is out there in the media, right? Because it's hard to tell whether it's a natural thing, or it's been introduced on purpose. And if it's introduced on purpose, what? Because bird flu has been around some time back, right? Remember in China, they offed millions of chickens,
Yeah, I remember.
right? H1N1. So my if there is a concern, let me put it this way: I am not concerned for my personal opinion, my personal thing. I'm prepared. I think the respiratory approach to preventative is what we should start doing or start using regardless of what they're saying, right? Regardless, because all of these are respiratory issues.
Mhm.
So, but if I were to look at a concern at this stage of the game, with the aspect that people will not buy another COVID, right?
Yeah.
Unless they're dropping dead at home, they're dropping dead in the street. Because when people go back and think of the deaths and all of that, now it's all being revisited. The deaths and the numbers were not necessarily falsified, but they were inflated, let's say, and then by using non deaths and that, and perpetuating the issue by forcing hospitalization, where all of the deaths happen at hospitals. None of them happen at home. They all happen under hospital care, which at that point they said it was COVID. And my dad is an example. It wasn't COVID. It was the hospital care. It was the treatment that they were given at the hospital.
Yeah, it was waiting till it got so bad, the ventilators, the remdesivir,
Exactly.
all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So at this point, with the stuff that's been coming out worldwide on the excess deaths, the athletes dropping like flies, people dying of heart issues or pulmonary issues or vascular issues in their 50s, in their 40s, in their 60s, right? The abnormal deaths, and there's one common theme. It started 2020, right? So 2021 kind of concept. The introduction of the jab is the vector. So people aren't. I mean, there will be those that buy it. There will be those that are running around with masks and claiming, with chicken suits, right? But by and large, they won't. So that leads me to believe that their course is not going to be a faux pandemic. It will be a real pandemic.
And if it is a real pandemic and people are, like you to put it the way you put it, dying in the street, that's not like with the current regime in charge, people are going to place the blame on them. Just kind of bringing it back to the election, because that's how I
Sure.
frame additional
Oh yeah,
question.
but it won't matter at that point. They can put the blame on Biden, and they'll happily take it if it stops the election.
I don't know. I wasn't saying stop the election, more so rig it. Use it to, um, like they did in 2020, to change the way people vote, to scare people from the polls, to get them to mail in their ballots, things like that. But if again, like they also used COVID to really hurt Trump's economy, to really kind of sour him in the eyes of many people that might have otherwise voted for him. They it works more when you're going after an incumbent than a challenger, I guess, was where I was coming from a little bit there. When it
No,
comes,
I don't think they're going to go down that route this time. If they do anything this time, remember what Trump has been saying about the last election. This is the final battle, he's been saying, right? He's been saying it more than once. He actually put it into one of his posts, the final battle.
Mhm.
So I think we're getting to the point where it's, sorry for the statement, but do or die.
Right.
And at that point, we're the fodder. Not from a Trump side perspective, it's the move and counter move. So the question is going to be, what is on Trump's toolkit, let's say from the good guys, that will counteract that, because it won't be up to us. These are beyond us games.
True.
right? So if they truly release a pathogen that is truly a bioengineered weapon that kills, not that COVID, can you keep in mind, and this is my opinion, I guess, COVID was not, it was bioengineered, but it wasn't designed to kill. It was designed essentially to maim. It was the hospital that killed. And the approach to quote unquote treatment that killed, not the virus.
Right.
Right? And it was the introduction to the mRNA. Okay, all of that aside. Because if it's truly a bioweapon designed to kill, it would kill.
That's fair.
That's where I would believe, because at that point it's no longer about the election. They don't care about the election. They don't want to stop. They want to eliminate elections.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my take. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'm completely and utterly wrong, not in their intent, and I'm completely right in there's a good guy approach to a resolution of this, because it is beyond us. At that level I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I completely agree. All right. That's all I had on the
Happy
potential
Tuesday.
pandemic talk. But I wanted to throw that out there because I thought it was interesting that, Donald Trump put that statement out yesterday, the timing of it, and then just with all this talk about bird flu that we've been hearing lately, we haven't really brought it up or gotten into it
No,
much.
I think a lot of that is bullshit. I mean, in cows, come on, that means they cross species.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So for it to, and this is what his article was stating, for it to, at least from a human perspective, but for it to jump species, right? There's a lot of mutation that has to occur naturally. So he's saying, stop tinkering with the shit. Because even as safe as you want to be, it's been proven time and time again, humans screw up. No matter what the safety protocols are, you're going to screw up. And when you have more than one military biolab, let alone a college biolab, the more you multiply them in the aspects of them performing the gain of function, the tinkering, if you will, it's no longer studying it to see what it does. It's tweaking it to see what it can do. Well, shit. Yeah, let's see. If 1 pound of plutonium does this, what does 10 pounds of plutonium do?
Yeah.
And that's what his article was. He's basically saying, stop it, which I concur with him. And, from my
It
layman.
could be illegal. I mean, there's already laws against gain of function, from my understanding.
Yeah, but not worldwide. That's the problem.
Well, this is happening in Athens, Georgia, they're saying.
Right, but see, that their out is they don't call it gain of function.
Right.
See, and this is where I think the government come in, and Trump and the Congress can come in, and more a restrictive definition of gain of function. Because what they're doing is they're getting around the term, because they're saying, oh, we're not trying to increase its potentiality for human killing. We're tweaking to see how bad it can get as a virus. I'm paraphrasing. So they get around the gain of function. But as we saw with COVID and the weasel words that Fauci tried to use, right? Oh, well, we didn't fund gain of function. That's what he would. That was the whole back and forth with Rand Paul. Remember? Well, we didn't do a gain of function. Well, what did you do? Well, we just tweaked it. Sort of. I'm paraphrasing, right? But in layman's perspective, you're doing gain of function. To me, when I hear gain of function, means you're making it do more than it was originally designed to do by nature. That's gain of function. Sorry.
Yeah, they need to they need to update that definition
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
Because yeah,
Exactly.
because if the whole point is to make it jump from one species to another or to make it more infectious,
Exactly.
really the definition of giving it
Gain of
meaning.
function, right?
But again, these people with the way they twist words and whatnot is completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I mean, that's almost common language English. Gain of function, right? You're functioning at a certain level. Anything that increases that level is a gain of function.
Hey guys in the chat, not trying to call out anybody specifically at this stage, but I ask that when you post things in the chat, and I am a free speech advocate, but I ask when you post things in the chat that you not you not make it easy for those that wish to slander us and what these communities are all about, or at least what this show's chat is really meant to do. If you understand what I'm saying. I understand that we're being funny, and I get like I see some of the comments. You're trying to be funny. Um, don't provide ammunition against this channel. I keep the chat on the screen for everybody to see because I want to promote the conversation. I want people to jump in and join chat and be part of chat, especially on pilled.net. Um, when you post certain things, it's a reflection of the channel and of the community. So sometimes you make it very easy for people to reinforce what I think are unfair stereotypes about these kind of channels, this platform, this community. So again, I don't want to call out anybody specifically. I can already see the message has been received. But I just I want my goal is that if a normie or a lefty or somebody who has no idea like what they're stumbling into isn't going to be completely off put by this chat on the screen, right? And so while I understand like where you guys are coming from, I do. Just think about it from a different perspective. And that's all I ask, right? Is like understand what we're trying to build here, what I'm trying to build here with this chat specifically. And that's all. You know, again, I'm not gonna say anything specifically right now. I think the message has been received, but I will be more specific in the future if I need to. I just, you know, I'm not trying to make a big controversy over it, but I do feel the need to address it. So anyway, um, what you trying to be a white knight? It has nothing to do with trying to be a white knight. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then you're missing the point of what we're trying to do here. There's plenty of channels on this platform that'll, you know, gladly post and feed into that kind of stuff. This isn't one of them. You know, it's a kind of the same thing like that we went through with all the noose memes and the rope and all that. We just don't need it. It doesn't add anything to what we're trying to do. So again, I'll drop it there, but just had to say something. All
You
right.
know, on that front, if I may, um, earlier this week, no, sorry, over the weekend maybe, uh, somebody posted because of the rally in New Jersey. Somebody posted a photo saying how how massive the rally was, etc. No quarrel with what was said at all, But the photo that they posted was of the 2006 Rolling Stone concert in Rio de Janeiro, making it like the comment was about if that was a photo from the rally. So why am I bringing that up? Because it's that aspect of saying that when people do that, and I'm not saying that that person did it intentionally whatsoever. I just brought it to their attention that that's what that photo was from. When they do that, it gives ammunition, because then the entire conversation is about the photo and not about the rally.
Yeah, exactly. And I see. So we're sounding like corporate media now. Awesome. If that's honestly what you think that this, like, that makes us sound like corporate media, have some self-awareness is all I'll say. The corporate media, the left, the Media Matters, and the Daily Beasts of the world, they love to pigeonhole us into being certain types of people. Don't make it easy for them to prove their point. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, you prove them correct, you know? And I don't see how that helps anything. It hurts. It hurts our ability to open anyone's mind when you feed into the very stereotypes that we're being alleged to be with some of this stuff. So that's where I'm coming from. Anyway, we are at the 4:55 mark of the show, so it's time to go exclusively onto pill.net for hour number 2. So those of you guys watching on Rumble, D Live, Odyssey, Cloud Hub, Twitter, YouTube, please come join us over at pill.net for it. There is a link in the description underneath the Rumble stream. I'm going to throw it in the Rumble chat as well. I'll throw it over on D Live for you guys too. Boom and boom. There you go. It's out there. If you can't get to those links for whatever reason, just simply go to pill.net in your browser and search for 412 Productions, or find our thumbnail at the top of the screen. If you're watching on mobile, if you're on desktop, will be on the left-hand side where that black and gold logo. Again, it's 412 Productions. And there we go. All right. Gonna play a quick video. We'll come back, officially say goodbye to the other platforms, and then we will read your gold pill chat. It's a great time to get some of those in if you have something you'd like to say. Love to read and respond to those. And then yeah, we'll continue on with hour number 2. We'll get back into the trial stuff going on with that in the second hour, plus some stuff out of the DOJ with Merrick Garland, Christopher Wray, some stuff that they're up to. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back. Thank you guys so much to all of you who have jumped over from another platform to continue hanging out with us on pill.net. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. Again, if you're watching on Rumble or D Live, just go to the live chat. I've put the post or the link there. It's also in the Rumble description. Or again, go to pill.net on your browser. Simple, just pill.net and find 412 Productions and come join us over in the comfy bunker. If not, no worries. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to reach out to Craig Mason, see if he wants to join the panel tomorrow, but we might push that to next week. It just depends on his schedule. So we'll see how that plays out. And then on Thursday, we'll do Taking It Back. Friday, we'll wrap up the week with another Deplorable Discussions. And I think I'm 50-50 on Saturday at this point. I thought for sure I would not be doing Saturday, but there might be a window that I can potentially get that done. So I'm gonna see what I can do about making Saturday work also, because I really don't want to miss any more shows if I can help it, since we missed a couple last week. So I'm doing my best to move around my plans to get as many in as we can. So anyway, but yes, please come on over to pilled.net for our number 2. Again, that link in the description, in the live chat, or just go straight there from your browser. And yeah, have a great day, everybody, if you're not going to jump over.